Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about rating of SCR or rating of thyristor. In our previous class, we discussed about what are the different types of SCR is there or discussed. In our today's class, let us see how this SCR is um, specified with different ratings. What are the different type of ratings is there for SCRs? So before going to see these ratings, let us know why we have to study these ratings of the SCR. Why we have to study means, so if for safe operation of any circuit, we must take the proper rated SCR. For example, if you see that our load is having the rating of 20 amperes full load current, but if you use the SCR with rating of 10 or 5 amperes, then that SCR is not able to withstand. Okay now, so for that purpose we have to provide the proper rated SCR. Okay, so for and next thing is for safe zone. For safe zone of operation, the rating is also very much important. So see here, if you take the another example, our load is taken maximum of 5 amperes, but SCR is rated with 20 amperes. At that situation, if there is any fault occurred, that means any short circuit occurred in load side, at that situation our SCR sends the above 10 ampere rated current. At that situation our load side maybe damage will be occurred. Okay now, so for safe operation also we have to provide the better rated SCR. That means rated SCR we must provide for the circuit. Next, for the reliable operation can be done with thyristor due to the non-violent. Non-violent means that the example we discussed previously. Okay now, so a SCR may be rated with either voltage rated or current rated and power rating and turn on and turn off rating, etc. So generally these ratings are specified on data sheet given by the manufacturers. Okay na? So generally SCR is rated with voltage rating, current rating and turn on time and turn off time rating and power rating. Okay na? These are the general specifications that provide on the data sheet of the SCR. Let us see what are the different types of voltage ratings are specified on for SCR. So what are the different types of voltage rating means? Anode voltage rating, that is the first one, and second one is peak working forward blocking or forward offset voltage. Next, peak repeated forward blocking voltage. Next one, peak non-repeated or surge forward blocking voltage. And next one is peak working reverse voltage. Next one is peak repeated reverse voltage. Next one is peak non-repetitive reverse voltage. And next one is forward dV by dt rating. Next, voltage safety factor of SCR. And next one is finger voltage of SCR. So these are the different types of voltage ratings that mentioned on sheet of the SCR in voltage rating. Let us see the each and every one how it defines. First one is anode voltage rating. So what is this anode voltage rating? The rating which gives us brief idea about withstand power of a thyristor in forward blocking mode in the absence of gate current. So what is this anode voltage rating means? It gives the brief idea, that means it is the voltage that withstands in forward blocking mode. Okay na? So when we are when SCR is in forward blocking mode, so in that situation that maximum voltage withstand by that SCR, it is called as a anode voltage rating. Next one, peak working forward blocking or forward offset voltage. See here, the name itself indicates peak working forward blocking. That means that SCR is in forward blocking mode. At that time, what is the peak voltage that withstand during the working condition? That is the peak working forward blocking or forward offset voltage. See here, the definition also defines same thing. It defines the maximum forward voltage that can be withstand by SCR at the time of working condition. Next, peak repetitive forward blocking voltage. See the definition for this peak repetitive forward blocking voltage means it specifies the peak forward transient voltage that SCR can block repeatedly or periodically in forward blocking mode. This is the definition. That means it specifies the forward transient voltage that a SCR can block repeatedly or periodically in forward blocking mode. That means here generally the SCR is turn on and turn off process is done continuously. That means there is a periodically it contains some peak voltages. That means when SCR is in forward blocking mode, so at that time the repeated peak voltages are rises. So here we have to consider one thing is that SCR is in forward blocking mode and a repeated peak voltages are generated across the SCR. So here it indicates the peak repetitive forward blocking voltage means it is the peak forward transient voltage that SCR can block repeatedly or periodically in forward blocking mode. This rate specifies the maximum allowable junction temperature with gate current. Okay, now during commutation process, due to high decreasing rate of reverse anode current, a voltage spike is produced which causes this peak repetitive forward blocking voltage generation. This is about the peak repetitive forward blocking voltage. Next, peak non-repeated or surge forward blocking voltage. So see here, in previously we are seeing the peak repetitive forward blocking voltage. This is the peak non-repeative forward blocking or surge forward blocking voltage. See here, what is the definition for this one is it is the peak value of the forward transient voltage that does not appear periodically. Previous we saw that the peak voltage in forward blocking mode it comes repeatedly or periodically. Here this is a non periodically. Okay, now that means peak value that appears across the SCR during the forward blocking condition in non-periodically. This type of power voltage generated at the time of switching operations of the circuit breaker. So generally this decides for the switching operations. These voltages are generally 150 times of VDRM. VDRM means nothing but the peak repeated forward blocking voltage. This VDSM means peak non-repeated or surge forward blocking voltage. So it lies under forward breaking over voltage. Next, peak working reverse voltage. So see the definition of this peak working reverse voltage. It is the maximum reverse voltage which can be withstood by thyristor repeatedly or periodically. It is nothing but a peak negative value of the AC sinusoidal voltage. Peak working reverse voltage means it is the maximum reverse voltage. Okay na? So withstand by the thyristor. Next, peak repetitive reverse voltage. It is the value of transient voltage that can be withstood by the SCR in a reverse bias at maximum allowable temperature. This reason behind the appearance of this voltage is also same as the VDRM. See here, what is this peak repetitive reverse voltage explains means it is the value of the transient voltage. It is the value of the transient voltage and it can be withstood by the SCR in reverse bias at maximum allowable temperature. Okay na? Next, peak non-repetitive reverse voltage. See here, previously we are seeing about the repetitive reverse voltage. This is the peak non-repetitive reverse voltage. That means the reverse transient voltage that does not appears repetitively. Though this voltage value is 150 times of VRRM. RRM means repetitive reverse voltage. It lies under the reverse break over voltage VBR. Next, forward on state voltage drop. So name itself indicates that forward on state voltage drop. Forward on state voltage drop means the voltage drop done during the turn on process of the SCR. See here, what is the definition? The voltage drop across the anode and cathode when rated current flows through the SCR at rated junction temperature. Then generally this value lies between 1 to 1.5 voltage. Okay na? So what is this forward on state voltage drop means? It is the voltage drop across the anode and cathode when rated current flows through the SCR. That it nothing but when we are going to turn on the SCR. After turn on the SCR, the full current is flowing through the SCR. At that time, how much of voltage drop is done across the SCR? It is considered as a forward on state voltage drop. Next, finger voltage of SCR. So see here, what is the definition of this finger voltage SCR? It is the minimum value of the voltage which must be applied between anode and cathode for turn off the device by gate triggering. Generally this voltage value is little more than the normal on state voltage drop. So see here, this fingering voltage of SCR means nothing but the minimum value of the voltage which must be applied between anode and cathode for turn off the device. So it is the minimum voltage at which applied between anode and cathode for turn off the device. That means it is the minimum voltage for the SCR to turn off the SCR. Okay na. So minimum voltage required to turn off the SCR, it is considered as a figuring voltage. Next, voltage safety factor. So see here, what is the definition of the voltage factor? Means it is the ratio of peak repeated to reverse voltage to the maximum value of the input voltage. That is the definition of voltage safety factor. Voltage safety factor of the SCR means if the voltage value is more than this voltage safety factor, then the SCR will be gets damaged. Next, forward dV by dt rating. That means rate of rise of voltage rating. Here dV by dt rating means nothing but the rate of rise of voltage rating. When this we consider means, let us see, when in forward blocking mode, junction J1 and J3 are in forward biasing mode and junction J2 is in forward reverse bias, and hence it acts as a capacitance. So due to this leakage current flows through the devices, this value of current will be increased with the value of time. So we have to remember one thing is, this leakage of current is done with the rate of change of voltage only. That means with increasing of the voltage only, these leakage currents are going to be increased. Okay na? So the value of the capacitance junction is constant, hence this dV by dt is increased to suitable values of the leakage current. Occurs an avalanche breakdown across the junction J2. The value of dV by dt is called as a forward dV by dt rating, which can turn on the SCR with the help of the gate current. In practice, it is not suitable to apply high dV by dt due to the high temperature malfunctioning of the SCR. So what this overall explains means, in forward blocking condition, junction J1 J3 are in forward conduction mode, J2 is in reverse conduction mode. So even though it is a reverse conduction mode, there is some leakage currents is flowing through the junction J2. This leakage currents are flowing means indirectly there is a certain voltage is present in the across the junction. This voltage is nothing but the dV by dt. That means if leakage currents are increased, means this dV by dt currents is also increased. So depends upon this dV by dt only, this leakage currents will be depends. So if there is a high dV by dt rating, means there is a large leakage currents are flowing. So overall this dV by dt rating increases the temperature at junction J2. So this dV by dt rating is also be within limits. Why? Because if there is a high dV by dt rating, means there is a high increasing in temperature. So to overcome this problem, this dV by dt rating will be in limits. Okay na? So this is about voltage ratings. Next, let us see what are the different types of current rating that are specified on the data sheet of this SCR. Generally, there are 7 current ratings are specified. What are those means? Maximum RMS current rating, IRMS. Next, maximum average current rating. Next, maximum surge current rating. Next, I square R rating of SCR. Next, dI by dt rating of SCR. Next, latching current of SCR. Next, holding currents of SCR. So let us see how these are defined. First one, maximum RMS current rating. So generation of heat in a device present where resistive elements are present in the device. Resistive elements such as metallic junctions and total depends upon RMS current as power loss in I RMS square into R, which is converts to heat. Hence, cause of temperature rise of the device. Hence, high RMS rating of the thyristor must be suitable value so that maximum heat capacity of the SCR cannot be exist. So, see here, already we know the basic definition of the RMS values. RMS values means RMS current means if heat, how much of current is generated, how much of heat is generated for a particular period of time, that is considered as a RMS current. Here also we are considering, so this SCRs are temperature dependent devices, so we have to limit this temperature rise in the SCR. So here the RMS currents indicates the rate of rise of temperature in the SCR. So we have to design this RMS current ratings that must be SCR cannot exist the that maximum heat capabilities. Okay na? So that is the RMS value of the current rating. Next, average value. It is the allowable average current that can be applied safely such that maximum junction temperature and RMS current limit cannot be existed. Okay na? So generally manufacturer of SCR provides the characteristics diagram which shows the average current as a function of temperature. So with the current conduction angle with a parameter, the characteristics is known as a forward average current or derating characteristic. So generally this average current is also depends upon the with increasing the average current there is a temperature is also increased. So we have to consider this average current rating with respect to temperature. So these that specifications mentioned on the data sheet is it provides the relationship between temperature and average current. So we have to consider all these things while selecting the SCR. So our SCR must be a temperature must meet the RMS currents with specific temperature limits. Next, maximum surge currents. So surge currents are generally appeared because of the switching operations. So because of these switching operations there is a sudden surge currents or rises. So at that situation the SCR may fails. So to overcome this problem, maximum allowable surge current rating is also be specified by the manufacturer. So during the switching operation there is a sudden rise in surge currents. These surge currents may damage the SCR. So for that reason our manufacturers provide the surge currents rating also. Okay na? So how can these ratings are specified means with respect to cycles. Okay na? So this rating is specified depends upon the number of surge cycle. At the time of manufacturing, at least 3 different surge current ratings for different durations are specified. See here, example how this surge currents are uh, provided by the manufacturers in terms of cycles. So half cycle, see here example is given. For half cycle it withstand for 3000 amperes. For 3 cycle it allows 2100 ampere. For 5 cycle, for 5th cycle it allows 1800 amperes. So that means the surge currents are given expressed in terms of cycles. Okay na? So see here, generally surge currents means the surge currents are generated during the switching operations. When the switching operation is done, there is a large amount of surge currents are generated. When the surge currents are generated at switch, it moves towards the SCR also. So there is a possibility of damaging of our SCR. Okay na? So to overcome this problem, our manufacturer provides the surge current rating also in terms of cycles. Okay na? So we have to select the proper SCR or our rated surge current SCR. That means we have to know how much of surge currents are generated in our circuit. Okay na? After that only we have to choose the which SCR we have to select, depends upon our circuit. Next, I square R rating of the circuit. I square R nothing but the power loss. So this rating provide the great idea about power voltage tackle power of the thyristor. These rating terms of ampere is the measurement of energy that can be handled by a thyristor for a short while. A electrical fuse rating must be less than the thyristor to use to protect it. So I square R is nothing but the power taken by the circuit during the working process. Okay na? So we have to provide the fuse. That fuse must be less than the that I square rating. Next, di by dt rating of the SCR. When SCR is getting turned on, conductors stay in a very small area near to the gate. The small area of conduction spreads throughout the whole area of the junction, but spreading velocity of charge carriers will be smaller than the local hotspot may rise near to the gate, which may destroy the device. To overcome this problem, a maximum rate of rise of current is also specified during the manufacturing of the device. So this where we are considering this di by dt rating means rate of rise of current. When gate is triggering or gate pulse is sent to the gate, at that situation the currents are going to be go through the gate. That gate is a very small area. So at that situation there is a possibility of generation of the heat. So for that purpose we have to control this di by dt rating also. So we have to choose the SCR depending upon this di by dt rating also. Okay na? So next, latching current of the thyristor. So already we know what is a latching current. Latching current means the current below which SCR cannot be turned on even gate signal is applied. That means that is the minimum current to require to turn on the SCR. Okay na? So that is called as a latching current. This latching current is also specified by the manufacturer to understanding this latching current. Next, holding current of the thyristor. This is the rate current below which anode current must fall to turn off the device. It is the uh, already we see that holding current. Holding current means nothing but it is the minimum current below which anode current must be falls turn off. Okay na. So after after that minimum current, it is not able to turn off the SCR. Next, gate specifications of SCR. In SCR, gate is a very important point. Why? Because depends upon this gate only we are going to control the SCR. So here some gate specifications is also mentioned for a SCR. What are those gate specifications? Means gate current to trigger, that is the first specification, and second one is gate triggering voltage, next one non triggering gate voltage, next one reverse gate voltage. These are the four gate specifications that mentioned by the manufacturer to understanding the SCR. See, first one, gate current to trigger. So it name itself indicates that is the gate current below which device cannot be turned on. The value. So gate current to trigger, the name itself, how much of current is required to turn on the SCR. Okay na. So see the definition. It is the value of gate current below which device cannot be turned on. The value of current specified at particular forward breakdown voltage. So see here, what it explains means how much of minimum current is required to turn on the SCR is specified in this point, gate current to trigger. Next, gate triggering voltage. Gate triggering voltage means this is the value of minimum gate voltage that must be acquired by the gate circuit for proper turn on the SCR. So this is also like previous one. Previously it explains about the current, that means minimum current required to turn on the SCR or to trigger the SCR. Here it explains it is the minimum voltage required for the SCR to turn on. Okay na. This value is also specified at particular forward breakdown voltage. Okay na. Next, non-triggering gate voltage. Non-triggering gate voltage means this is the minimum value of the gate circuit source below which this device must be in off state. All unwanted noise signals must be lie under this voltage to avoid unwanted turn on of the device. So see here, what is the name is non-triggering gate voltage. That means this is the voltage below the gate triggered voltage. That means up to this voltage the SCR cannot be triggered. Okay na. So below, see here, previously we are seeing gate triggering voltage. Gate triggering voltage means that is the minimum voltage to turn on the SCR. Here non-triggering gate voltage means the voltage below this gate triggering voltage is considered as a non-triggering gate voltage. Generally unwanted signals or any disturbance must be present in non-triggering gate voltage only. So if there is any unwanted signal is more than the non-triggering gate voltage, at that situation the SCR may be operated malfunctioningly. Okay na. Malfunction may be occurs during the working of the SCR. So we have to remember this thing also. Next, peak reverse gate voltage. This is the value of the maximum reverse voltage which can be applied across the cathode and gate. Peak reverse gate voltage means how much of reverse voltage can be applied across the SCR. If you applied beyond this thing, the SCR may get damaged. Okay na, this is the called peak reverse gate voltage. Next, peak forward gate current. This is the rated of maximum forward gate current that should not exceed to reliable safe operation. So this name indicates peak forwarded gate current means when the SCR is in forward condition, the maximum current that flows through the SCR is called as peak forward gate current. Next, this is about the gate specifications. Next, power ratings. So average power dissipated through the gate and gate power dissipated, these things related to the power. So what is the average power dissipated means it is the multiplication of average anode current and forward voltage drop across the SCR. So this is the major source of junction heat in SCR for normal duty cycle operation. The peak power from given source must not exceed the average power dissipating rate to maintain safety of the device. The rating is generally specified for different conduction angles as shown in below figure. Next, gate power dissipation. This rating defines both forward and reverse peak power and the average power applied to the gate. If these ratings are exceeded, certain considerably damage occurs to the gate. Therefore, while calculating the voltage and currents applied, the width of the gate pulse has to be considered. For pulse type triggering, gate losses are negligible, whereas gate signals with high duty cycle, the gate losses becomes more significant. Other power losses during turn on and turn off is also comes under this gate power dissipation. Next, turn on and turn off time ratings. This is also considered as a very important specification for the SCR. Why? Because this turn on and turn off times is also play an important role in operation of the SCR. Let us see what is the turn on time. It is the time interval between the instant at which gate signal is applied and instant at which the on state current reaches to 90% of its final value. Okay na, so shorter will be the turn on time if the gate drive is increases. This turn on time is valid only for resistive loads. Why? Because the rate of rise of anode current is slow in inductive loads. Therefore, the turn on time does not indicate the time in which device is on. If the gate signal is removed and if the load is resistive, turn on time surely indicates the time interval in which SCR stays on even the gate is removed. Turn off time is the time interval between the instant at which the anode current goes zero or negative and instant power voltage is applied to the SCR. Okay now, so for fast switching SCR, both turn on and turn off time will be low. So this is about the turn on and turn off time. Let's see once again what is the turn on time means. It is the minimum time it reaches from 0 to 90% of its final value. Okay na, that is called as a turn on time. This turn on time must be less as possible. Okay na. Next, this turn on time is considered only for resistive loads. Why? Because for inductive loads there is a very slow movement will be occurred. Next, turn off time. Turn off time is nothing but it is the interval between instant at which anode current goes to zero or negative. So this is called as the turn off time. So we have to consider all these specifications during the selection of SCR. So by considering this all these specifications, we can select the required SCR. Okay, now students, thank you.